early.
Boom, moving down into the ditch.
That was risky.
Behind them. Could potentially get down shots, but the teams in military base could keep them safe as well. Sheltering in a storm of bullets might be their only option right now. They're going to try and make it work. Seiji Osaka will not be able to weather the storm. Unfortunately, they are going to go down. Now, this northern hill still very much contested. Alliance and DRX, who's going to be able to wrest control of it?
Yeah, I would have liked to see Boom Esports, hold that hill, maybe clear their backs out first and then focus a little bit inward. But it looks like they just try to hedge their bets and try to send it on in early, maybe catch some teams off guard. But yeah, they do make some sacrifices in the process. Ooh. Jimmy with the shots. Put in work and the run over confirmation. DRX getting punished.
Absolutely. Good stuff, but they do lose a player. Unfortunately, he sat down on top of a nade, but he steps out, he strafes away, and there's another knock. 2 players from U2 around in the sidelines, and now 1 more player from DRX to go. The vehicle goes up in smoke, and so does that northern hill position. Alliance need to keep it together, though. They've only got 3, and Besiktas have a sideline.
Oh, but the smokes are ringing out very quickly, but Alliance are able to get that. There's 5 eliminations already. The most eliminations we've seen. Oh, so far. Actually, no, Tiamba was 7. They're doing a great job in their position. And let's see if they're able to finish out Inca. Only 1 player left. It's Nunez.
Nade over, doesn't quite get the job done.
Got
Another
one.
knock sent back, but it's not enough to slow the roll of Tiamba, who can get back up to 4 and contest for this northern spot as well. The next circle, so important now, and Alpha 7 are under pressure as it's going to pop.
Oh, and this is a great time for teams to try to move on in here because there's so much action happening here in C block. Besiktas black, but this is just 1 player
Down
in this
south.
spot. Yeah, so they are going to have some sight lines from that scaffolding, but it's very, very, very difficult to make some good shots onto the C block from that position.
In they go. Toshbit goes down first, and Alpha 7 holding strong on the west building of C Block. Looks like they're all in the same building as well, so they want to stick together. They want to not have any vulnerabilities. I think it's wise at this point.
I think Besiktas jumped the gun on this one. I think they didn't need to take this fight right now. At a certain point, you could just realize, hey, we have this side of the map covered. Alpha 7 has C block. Let's just, take out every single team and then work on each other at the end to get that first and second.
Yep.
But no, I think Besiktas, they wanted the whole thing. And when you get a little bit greedy like that, sometimes you bite off a little bit more than you could chew.
I feel like Boom are in actually a really pivotal spot in this circle, Hot Jukes, because on this northeastern side, Tiamba are going to try and roll down. They're going to get shot at by the teams in military base on that roll down, as well as Boom in that ditch already. As Besiktas trying to maneuver around Alpha 7 in towards C block. I think Tiamba are going to have a really tough time to go through. It'd be pretty strong stuff if they could be able to take this one through.
But they have so much coverage, though. That hill is still very, very strong. That's why I'm surprised Boom left so early. If they were able to hold that spot, they could have third-party Tiamba, and then they had nobody on their backs. But let's just see how it plays out. At the end of the day, sometimes, like I said, you gotta flip that coin. Sometimes it goes heads, sometimes it goes tails.
We take that risk. We'll see if it pays off. Over towards the billboard right now, Alliance actually moved down on that west side. They're taking cover there. And if you're looking at the mini-map, I don't think you can quite see it on the mini-map, but we got the map feed here. There is a Besiktas player still up top. They do get knocked. A high, long nade coming on through. Look at that.
That's a firecracker right there.
Jimmy, what a treat from Alliance. Delivering that nade on a silver platter. Perfectly placed. Able to get the nade and the job done. Alliance now playing on with 3 from the west side. A little bit isolated from the rest of this scrap.
That's one of the sickest nades I've seen in a long time.
Literally, so
that
much,
was
dude.
Perfectly placed and
shots
cooked.
Onto Mafioso.
Yep, and now you got Boom in that one ridge. That little dip isn't very good coverage. You can see QZZ starting to put some work on it. 1 nade's all it take. Will that do it? Oh, he does get pieced up in the process. Yummy still trying to hold on for dear life. And he is down to just about a 3rd HP. And you can see Boom Esports, last player up. Like I said, this rotation, just I think a little bit too early. But we'll see. I mean, there's still plenty of time left. Yummy isn't out just yet. We'll see if he's able to sneak away some placement points.
To get rid of Yummy right now, Tiamba are going to have to expend a lot of smokes to keep cover against DX Xavier. You can see Paragin has incredible sightlines out that way. They need to get rid of him now before they expend too much resource to allow them to get into military base and navigate through it later on. That's exactly what they do. The P90 is good for long, and now they can start to transition, right? But you can see no smokes for him. The rest of the team, likely not too many either. So we'll see if that comes back to bite them.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Now, Tiamba, they were able to get across, so they do have quite a few players. Looks like we have a 2-2 split going on.
12 limbs for Tiamba, by the way.
12 limbs. These guys are crushing it. That hill position paying off dividends for them. Meanwhile, Alpha 7, the other team to have 4 players up. One does get knocked, though, right here. But he should be in a position to get rezzed in that C block spot. Meanwhile, Alliance are going to be taking... Oh, actually, they're moving away from Scaffolding. Carrillo! Quick on the gun. Gets 2.
And they are going to get flushed very, very quickly there. Excellent to be on the lookout. I mean, they knew there were players there. They tried to make the cross. The vehicle just didn't have the HP to sustain it. And it was the vehicle explosion that took them down. Tiamba now starting to move in on the east side. Alliance gonna start to crunch in on that west, but they only have that one player now remaining. DXavier and Alpha 7, the 2 real team forces right now in this circle. Tiamba having a tough time. If they can get a res off, sure. But right now, it's not looking so good.
He's going to go for it. He does have a little bit of a smoke here, and not to mention you got Alliance pushing up onto Alpha 7, taking a lot of the IA line, actually the sight lines from Alpha 7. Ooh. Focus on trying to get this elimination. That could be good for a team like Tiamba. Oh man, Mafioso. This guy moves an inch and he's gone. Never mind. Yeah, he didn't even have to move. That is Alliance out of here. 4 teams remaining.
Low ammo on the M4, though, for Mafioso.
That's true.
He's got the DBS in the back pocket, and it's going to get close range pretty soon. Oh, so he does certainly have the firepower to spare. Moving on in. That's the danger of holding a central position where people can't really get in towards you, is you do exhaust that ammo supply quicker than you might think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of crates nearby, but it's going to be difficult to get to them. And I think you can see some smokes ringing out so they can hopefully try and loot up just a little bit. They do have some time. There's nobody on their backs, but that's the hard part about this particular zone. There's so many nooks and crannies players could be hiding. And if you're a team like Alpha 7, maybe you don't want to take that risk at all.
Tiamba making their move on the eastern side, and Molotov gets that opening knock towards the 3 players of DXavier. They've got the numbers to back it up. They're trying to establish that smoke line to allow them more maneuverability around the scrap that they're going to take with DXavier. They want this. And Lamborghini goes down to an A. QZ taken low to an off angle from a distance, but gets back to cover, can get some healing done. 13 eliminations, and they want more. They are going to hold that sight line. They are going to go around the edge. Liu almost established now with those smokes bloomed. Long breaches into the building. They're pushing DXavier.
Tiamba pushing into the police station here. They got those nades out and ready. Nade in big trouble. He gets naded himself. And so Tiamba are on a tear right now. 15 eliminations. These guys aren't messing around.
Get Liu back to your feet, and you're in a 4v4 with Alpha 7. Besiktas on the sidelines. They're crunched into the south building, a C block, and it is all going to be on the momentum that Tiamba can carry forwards from this engagement. Do Alpha 7 have the smokes to stop them down? Do they have the ordnance to do it as well? Remember, they may have been bleeding their resources a little bit dry. 4 nades on one of the Alpha 7 players there, but Tiamba can move through these death crates. They can resupply. They should have quite a lot of resources at their disposal.
They have a ton of resources, not to mention they are red hot right now. Their fingers are moving at a perfect pace. I'll tell you what, there's something about waiting for fights for so long. You know, it kind of puts you that 1/10 of a second behind. If you're a team like Tiamba that has been fight after fight after fight, you're going to be just that much quicker. But it's up to Alpha 7 to stop this rotation. I think if you're Alpha 7, you got to stop them right here, right now. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Revo is in this choke point position. He cannot get knocked. That's why we're seeing him play this so safe.
Has got a teammate up on the roof with him. They're playing above the 2 Besiktas players right now. They are using Besiktas as a buffer to stop these players from going down. Oh, yeah. They're going to use that scrap, potentially third party it, hold this central position, and let the blue zone do the work.
They're not worried about Besiktas at all. Right now, all eyes are on Tiamba. They want to take this team out first and then worry about anybody else in the buildings afterwards, and it'll be an easy chicken for dinner for them. But it's going to be quite difficult to get past Tiamba because these guys, like I mentioned, red hot. This is getting a little bit of time here, so they are starting, those fingers are getting a little bit cold, and it's not going to be an easy rotation. There's only so many different spots you can try to move from this area, this police station. But oh, we're at stage 9. This zone's about to go into nothing here, so it's going to come down to the last seconds who can hit their shots.
If Alpha 7 take too many casualties, there's a potential for Besiktas to take this one down, right? They need to find this knock on the cross. Standing up is dangerous.
Survive.
The backlines can start to emerge. They haven't got the knock. They haven't been able to take him down yet. This nade needs to land. 3 nades in the pocket for Revo.
It's
good.
On
target, but the first nade came through. Gets up to the wall as well, and the rest of Tiamba looked across. Besiktas in the meantime going to be nading them out as well. That Molotov is going to burn. It's going to hurt. Tiamba forced up up against the wall, and it's Lewis to get the knock. Up on the roof, though, Alpha 7 continue to ring out the shots. Mafioso wants to drop, but he's held back on the leash by the rest of his team. They've got control, but over they go. They waterfall down, but they're getting picked up. As Magrelin goes down on the sidelines, he's looking for the spray. Long has the P90. He's got the challenge, hits the deck, the reload there, and he swaps the weapons out. Tiamba make the cross with 2 players alive.
And not to mention, Besiktas are now out in the action. Tiamba, you is still holding that spot. That nade looks good. He survives to 1 HP, though. This is a close one. It is a 2v2v2. And with this. Oh, and Besiktas get the knock.
From the top rope, Kakali descends the stairs, takes another player out. Tiamba now on 1, 2v2v1. Liu behind the wall, indomitable in his spirit there. Carrillo from the top rope, Revo there as well. They allowed players to go too far. They didn't need to leave the roof.
They didn't need to leave the roof at all. 1 minute on the clock. Again, this circle is going to go down into nothing. We may see the blue zone take out the last player here. So you could see Alpha 7 Carrillo. Unfortunately, no utility left. So they're not able to take down you, but Papa Blue might just do that itself. So it looks like most likely going to be a battle between Alpha 7 and Besiktas to win this one.
Liu now up into the corner. Utility dry. That is the danger. Alpha 7 feeling it now. Do Besiktas have anything? Liu's got something. What's that? Oh, I think it's the stunner, the flashbang there. The blue zone's got to push Liu out. He has to take the challenge, getting those stunners out early to force this challenge to be a little bit easier, but Kakali's waiting as well. A full white out there, and Liu, is he? He's still just going to hold it.
I think so. I think just deny the point.
There's no way you get out.
Yeah, deny the point. Oh, pan! Can we see it?
Oh, pan shot.
Oh, I think, did it hit him? No, never mind. Papa Blue.
Besiktas now.
Yes. Here we go. Revo. Jumps out. The 360 fall. And that's
the second as well. Revo jumps over the top rope. First shot with the auto shotty and a second through the window. These guys.